If you are someone who has made a bunch of health goals and aspirations that you feel like you haven't been able to keep or accomplish, you are not alone. I have made my fair share amount of health goals and resolutions, all of which I have had the hardest time staying committed to and actually accomplishing. But what if I told you that you not being able to stick to your health goals isn't necessarily your fault and doesn't mean that you don't have enough willpower or that you're not disciplined, but rather, it actually has to do with the fact that the way you view your health and how you've been setting up your goals hasn't allowed you to create the best process for success. Essentially, it's not the fact that you can't accomplish the goals you've set out for yourself. The problem is that you're not setting yourself up in the right way. It has taken me a long time to get to where I am today, and through a lot of trial and error, I am finally becoming the healthiest version of myself. And it's because I've been able to make these subtle mind shifts that have truly transformed the way that I view health and fitness, which in turn has just trickled down into all of the habits that I engage in every day. And because of this, I wanted to create this video and share 5 pieces of advice that have truly transformed my health from the inside out and have actually allowed me to pursue and accomplish my health and fitness goals. Our mindset is everything, and sometimes it just takes being exposed to a new way of thinking to change everything and transform it for the better. So without further ado, let's dive in. The first piece of advice I have is understanding that your why will always inform your how. I would say that out of all the pieces of advice I'm going to give in this video, this is probably the one that's been the most beneficial to me, because for so long I did not understand this, and it really showed up in the way that I was unable to both make and complete good goals for myself when it came to my health. It is crucial to understand that your why will always inform your how. When you know why you're doing something, it just creates a deeper motivation, and it's always going to influence the way that you live out those things that you want to get done. You want to make sure that your why behind pursuing health is rooted in things that don't fluctuate and something that is long lasting. So, for example, if your motivation is rooted in something that fluctuates, like what we see in the mirror, which is constantly going to change because our bodies are continuously fluctuating, especially as women, and more than that, what we see in the mirror is never consistent because we are our own worst critics and we see ourselves day in and day out, and so it's not fair to your habits and goals if you are literally rooting all of it in just something that's continuously changing and is based upon whether you like what you see in the mirror or not, which again is very specific to the day. But if your why is rooted in how you feel and is rooted in wanting to become a stronger, healthier person, to live long and live life to the fullest, and to be able to feel like your best self and ultimately be able to do everything on your plate to the best of your abilities, if that's your reason why, I promise you that is going to show up in the habits that you implement, and it's going to be more long lasting, it's going to be more balanced, because it's going to go against an all or nothing mindset, but rather you're just going to ask yourself every day, what can I do to just take care of myself today? Which is something that you're going to be able to carry with you for the rest of your life. The best thing I ever did for my entire health, as well as meeting my aesthetic goals, was actually focusing on how I feel and letting my why be rooted in that. Because ironically, when I was obsessing and fixating over just what I saw in the mirror, that produced a lot of unhealthy habits, a lot of restrictive tendencies and unbalanced behaviors, which in turn gave me this all or nothing mindset, which led me down a road that was actually unhealthy, and I was left more unhealthy than when I started. But when I have focused on how I feel, my body has naturally become a byproduct of my internal health. So many of us don't even know why we're pursuing a goal, and that shows up in the way that we're not actually able to meet that goal. So it's really important for us to ask ourselves why we want to do something, but then to also make sure that that why is rooted in a deeper meaning and a more fulfilling purpose that's long-lasting and sustainable. So yeah, this is just a piece of advice that I live by now, and I orient all of my health goals around, and it has been so beneficial. Advice number 2, ask yourself, what does healthy realistically look like for you? So often we can create this ideal version of ourselves and make all these goals that we think are going to help us get there, when that version of yourself doesn't actually fit with your current stage of life. It is wonderful to have big goals, but we all need to identify, what does healthy realistically look for me right now? There is truly a season for everything, and all of us will eventually go through a time where we're really busy, and then we'll go through another time where we are having more free time and we can commit more time to being able to pursue our different health goals. But the key is looking at each of those stages and asking yourself, what can I do in the midst of these circumstances? Because so often, if we can't meet the goals that we've set out for ourselves, it's easy to blame other people that are in our lives that we feel like are taking us away from those goals, right? Or even blame ourselves and think that it's our fault that we can't meet a certain goal, when in reality, our life just doesn't allow us to do those particular goals right now. So instead of blaming yourself or others, ask yourself, what is in your current capacity that isn't going to flip your life upside down? For example, if you are currently a student, maybe it's unrealistic to say you're never going to eat out, because you're in a dorm and the only food that you really have access to is either the cafeteria or some things on your campus. If that's the case, then maybe you shift your goal. Maybe your goal is, I'm going to always have at least 15 or 20 grams of protein at every meal, and I'm going to make sure I'm getting enough fiber in my day, right? Or I'm going to try to choose healthy options when I eat out. Or if you're a mom and you want to work out, but you have no time to go to the gym for hours on end every day, maybe what that looks like is literally doing 20 push-ups, 20 squats, 20 sit-ups every morning. Yes, it's going to be under 10 minutes, but you will get a little bit of a sweat, and I promise you, over the course of your days, weeks, months, even if that's all you can do for a long time, you're going to get awfully good and awfully strong at those push-ups and those squats and those sit-ups, and you'll be able to see that in your body and in your strength and how you feel. You're going to see it. There's going to be results from it. So just be kind to yourself by setting goals that match your current reality. Look at the current version of you in the season you're in. There is always something that we can do, even if it's the smallest shift, to help us feel a little bit better and a little bit healthier. It just takes us finding what that is and not basing our goals and our aspirations off of what other people are doing, because we all have different lifestyles, we all have different lives and different responsibilities, and it's not bad to have these really big dreams. That's awesome. But if that's the only thing you're looking towards, that's going to get really frustrating when you feel like you're in a season where nothing you're doing is getting you towards that goal, or at least it looks like it, right? Versus if you focus on the little small things that you can do, indirectly, it's actually going to bring you to your bigger goals, right? If you want to become a really great weightlifter, but you have no time right now to go to the gym, like I said, maybe it's literally just doing what you can in your home for now and realizing that's still making you a stronger person. And eventually, when you get past the season, you're going to be able to make newer, other, maybe bigger goals that at that point will fit the current version of yourself, right? So really just try to ask yourself, what can you do in this season? It's going to help you to create and maintain more sustainable habits. And again, like I said, something is always better than nothing when it comes to your health. And having this mindset is going to allow you to continually become the healthiest version of yourself. All right, it is the next day, but I'm taking you with me. And so we're gonna hop into advice number 3, focusing on what you can do today and remembering the compounding effect. I am a huge believer that we should strive to feel healthy today, because the things we do today are going to influence tomorrow, and tomorrow is going to influence the next day and the next day. As you can see, it continues to build, because our moments, our small moments in our day, they make up our days. So moments make up our days. And our days make up our lives, because all our lives are is just an accumulation of our days. It is important to recognize that little habits we do that are prioritizing our health, they go somewhere and they mean something. And so not having this all or nothing mindset that can fuel inconsistent habits and unhealthy behaviors. If you don't have time to deep clean your house, okay? Let's say you're just like overwhelmed and stressed, you don't have time. Making your bed in the morning takes you like less than 5 minutes. Making your bed, that will compound, because when you reflect on your life, your bed will have been made, right? And that will be able to trickle into other ways that you live your life that day. Everything we do is impacting something. Whether you are driving home from work and you have a little bit of time to breathe and take some time to take care of your mental health, that's a habit. It's going to influence so much, because when you come home, you're going to feel a little bit more mentally prepared and able to engage with your family in a way that's more life-giving, and therefore you're going to have better relationships with those people because you're not bringing in your own baggage from the day into that space. If you have a little bit of time in your evenings to prep your morning coffee, if you like doing that little habit of just making your protein coffee the night before, it's going to compound, because all of a sudden it becomes a theme in your life to always have that 20 to 30 grams of protein right when you wake up with your caffeine, which is going to help your blood sugar regulation. And that's going to contribute to the rest of your day, because then you're going to feel more satiated. You're not going to be craving all of this other stuff because your blood sugar is balanced. You're not going to have this spike in cortisol and then this crash. It's going to help your hormones because of that. I hope you just kind of see what I'm getting at, in that our small habits, focusing on what you can do today, all of it compounds and it ends up influencing your life. This kind of ties into, honestly, the first two pieces of advice. Everything in this video kind of like flows together, but this is specifically just remembering the advice of your habits compound. So do what you can. All right, so I just got done working out, and so I thought that I would just hop into advice number 4 in this video, and that is that your health journey is a continuum. It is not something that is just here and now and stops. The goal is to be healthy for your entire life. And so when keeping that in mind, I hope that it propels you to do things that you actually enjoy. If you are participating in things for your health that you really hate, let's say you really dislike long distance running, don't make that the bulk of your workouts. Do things that you love, because at the end of the day, the more you move your body, the more nutritious foods you eat, the more things you do that bring you joy for your mental health, all of it will compound and it will allow you to be a healthier person long term. So just enjoy the journey and see your health as long term. You don't have to follow someone else's routine or what they say. At the end of the day, what will be most effective will be dependent on you. You don't have to follow a specific diet just because somebody else is. Eat what you enjoy, but make sure it's healthy. Make healthier alternatives. If you love pasta, you don't have to cut out pasta at all. Pasta can be a part of a healthy lifestyle. Eat the pasta, but just make sure that when you have it, you're adding a source of protein, you have a source of fat, and you're adding healthy fiber. If you love having donuts, have the donuts. But just make sure that the donuts aren't a majority of your diet, right? We can fall into this all or nothing headspace so many times, and then that just makes our health journey unenjoyable. So just remember, your health is a continuum. The goal is to be healthy long term. And so do things that you enjoy, because you have one life, and I promise you, the more that you try to focus on what you can add into your lifestyle. So not just focusing on saying no to things like, no, I can't sleep in. No, I can't have this food that I like or this dessert that I want. Instead of saying no, focus on what you can say yes to. It will help so much. Say, yes, I'm going to add some protein to this meal. Say yes to the things you've always wanted to do. Say yes to movement and exercise or to adding something into your routine. You know what I'm saying? So focus on saying yes rather than saying no. Think about what you can add rather than take away. It's going to help you be more of a glass half full type of person. And you're going to feel excited to continually add new things and to try new things. And you'll just enjoy your health journey a lot more than focusing on what you need to take away, focusing on what you can't do, and doing things that you don't even like doing for your health. And finally, advice number 5, focus on the basics. Simple truly is best. And a lot of the time, I think that we can get a little misguided by social media and the internet, thinking that we need to do all these things in order to be healthy, when I have just found that that is not the case. There are so many basic things we can do that are going to be so beneficial to our body. We know what makes us feel our best, right? At the end of the day, we know that eating healthfully makes us feel good, and that doesn't have to be complicated. Focusing on protein, focusing on fiber for your gut, and making sure you're getting enough healthy fats, that alone is going to set you up so well for having a healthy diet. Making sure you're getting enough fruits and vegetables, making sure that you're moving, and you don't have to do all these crazy workouts. Literally lifting a couple times a week to strengthen your bones and grow your muscles, and then walking is totally sufficient. And if you want to add anything else in there, like Pilates or running, whatever it may be, or a HIIT workout, you totally can, but you don't have to have all these crazy fancy workouts in order to see the results that you want. Getting enough sleep is so important for us. Making sure that we are eating enough, making sure we're prioritizing our mental health, because when you're stressed, your body is going to be stressed, and you're going to see that stress play out in like your actual symptoms in your body. So really, I have just found that prioritizing my mental health, which for me looks like decreasing my stress, strength training, and just walking, making sure that I always am having fiber, protein, and fats at every meal, and getting enough sleep, those 4 things alone have transformed my health. Also making sure we're hydrated too. Hydration is super key for our bodies, but we know this. We know we feel better when we're hydrated. We don't have headaches. We have more energy. We feel more clear. We feel less inflamed. Our skin looks better. Our hair feels softer. Like there's just so many things that come with being more hydrated, and we know this. So it really is just thinking about the simple things that are very natural and intuitive to us that we should be paying attention to and putting our time and energy towards. Obviously, there's caveats to this. There are things that each one of us are deficient in because we are all very individual, and I'm going to need particular things that may be different than you, but at like a basic foundation, it has really helped me to just focus every day on the simple things and on the basics that I can do for my health, and then anything from there is an add-on. I've just found it can be overwhelming when there's so much information out there telling you that you need X, Y, and Z in order to thrive and be healthy. And sometimes out of being overwhelmed, we end up kind of doing nothing or discouraged because we just don't know where to put our money. Because a lot of things that are advertised out there for our health, even if they're efficient and they work, they take time and they cost money. And sometimes we just don't have enough of that, either one of those resources, to pour that into everything. And so it's just really helpful to focus on the things that are free, the things that are basic that we know we can do on our own time, like movement, like sleep, like prioritizing our mental health and de-stressing techniques, and hydrating ourselves. So focus on the basics. It's going to help you stay grounded and stay consistent, which in the end is going to produce really great results for your overall health. All right, guys, and that is the end of this video and me just sharing the 5 pieces of advice for my health that I live by and that have truly transformed my life and have just allowed me to really make and accomplish and maintain my health goals. All of this advice was really pertaining more towards mind shifts, but I am just such a believer that the way we view our health and the way we view ourselves and the world, that really contributes to how we end up living out our habits and our days. And so it's really important at a foundational level to just reshape our thinking about our bodies and about how we want to pursue all of these goals that we have. I am so passionate about helping people take care of their health, and my desire is for you listening and watching to just feel like your best self and be able to contribute all that you can to the world from a full cup. So I really hope that this video gave you just a little bit extra motivation for today and just encouraged you, if you've been struggling with your health or you've been feeling stuck or feeling like you just can't make goals and accomplish them, I really hope that this has benefited you in some way. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please let me know in the comments down below and give me a thumbs up. And please let me know if there are other types of videos that you would really like to see. I'm going to end this video here, but you know the drill. If you haven't heard it today, you are so valuable, cherished, and loved, and you should do something that brings you joy today. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.